The third hidden spiritual law that governs your money is this: you can only receive what you feel safe to have. And that's where so many go wrong without even realizing it. They say they want abundance. They declare it in the morning. They write it on sticky notes. They dream about it, chant about it, pray about it. But their inner world is still shouting, "It's not safe." And what is not safe, the soul will not allow. You will never allow yourself to keep what your spirit believes will destroy you. You will never hold on to what your subconscious believes you don't deserve. That is the silent contract so many have signed without knowing. And so they sabotage it, lose it, misplace it, delay it. Not because they're unworthy, but because they're afraid. Afraid of what comes with wealth. Afraid of how people will look at them. Afraid of being envied. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of failing after success. So unconsciously, they keep money just out of reach. And then they say, "Why can't I seem to keep it?" But let me tell you today, the divine never withholds. The divine always responds to the energy you carry, not the words you say, not the hours you work, not even the prayers you speak if they are laced with fear and doubt. It is your energy that either opens the door or keeps it closed. And that's why the inner work matters more than the outer chase. You can work 1,000 hours, but if you believe money will corrupt you, abandon you, or isolate you, you'll find ways to push it away. Because your soul loves you too much to let you hold what you don't feel safe with. This is why I say, speak to your inner world. Begin today to affirm, "It is safe for me to have money. It is safe for me to succeed. It is safe for me to be seen, supported, and supplied." You are not asking permission from people. You are granting permission to yourself. That is the loop we are breaking today, the loop of self-protection disguised as self-sabotage. Because you were not born to suffer, you were born to shine. And you do not need to fear your own light. Say this with me: I am safe in abundance. I am safe to rise. I am safe to be wealthy. Let those words seep into every layer of your being. You must feel safe to receive. You must feel safe to hold. You must feel safe to keep. That's the foundation of the third law. The money you want is already here, but it is waiting for you to feel safe enough to let it in. Now, the fourth law builds upon this truth. Your money reflects your energy. It does not reflect your intelligence alone. It does not reflect your education alone. It reflects your vibration, your frequency, your emotional blueprint. Think of it like this: if your energy is a song, money is the dancer. And money will not dance to fear. It will not harmonize with scarcity. It will not move with bitterness, with stress, with resistance. It moves to the rhythm of trust, gratitude, peace, and purpose. That's why two people can work the same job, earn the same salary, and one thrives while the other struggles. It's not about math. It's about mindset. It's about energy. The person who holds wealth in their hands with joy will always multiply it. The one who holds it with fear will find it slip through their fingers. Because money goes where it feels welcomed. And the way you welcome money is through your energy. If you constantly say, "There's never enough," the energy you're broadcasting is lack. And lack cannot invite abundance. If you say, "A rich people are greedy," you have cursed the very thing you're trying to become. If you say, "I'm not the kind of person who gets lucky," you've written a script of misfortune for your own life. And the universe, which is always listening, always delivering, simply reflects what you believe. So shift the belief and you shift the result. Your money does not come from effort alone. It comes from alignment. And alignment means your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are in harmony with what you desire. If you desire wealth but feel guilty about it, that's misalignment. If you want money but secretly resent people who have it, that's misalignment. If you dream of success but fear attention, that's misalignment. And misalignment creates delay. But don't fear. You can realign. You can renew. You can begin today. Start by asking yourself this powerful question: what does money mean to me? And then ask, what energy do I carry when I talk about it? Is it stress? Is it joy? Is it guilt? Is it peace? That energy is your true magnet. And when you clean it, shift it, elevate it, you elevate everything. You begin to vibrate at the level of your prayers. You begin to live in the atmosphere of your vision. Say this now: I release all fear around money. I vibrate at the level of abundance. I am in harmony with the frequency of wealth. Breathe into that truth. It's not about pretending. It's about remembering. Because the truth is, you are already abundant. The divine created you from the energy of endless supply. The same power that pours rivers into oceans, that raises the sun each morning, that feeds birds without worry. That power created you. So why should you fear not having enough? Enough is your inheritance. And when you walk in that truth, your energy shifts. When your energy shifts, your money does too. because money responds to energy, and your energy is a spiritual tool, not a soft concept, not a side note. It is the main key. Your calm is currency, your peace is power, your trust is treasure. That's why I tell you, don't chase, align, don't beg, become, don't stress, shift. The law is already working. The question is, what signal are you sending? So now, let us loop this together. The third law says you must feel safe to have money. The fourth law says your money reflects your energy. When you combine these, you discover the gateway to true wealth. Not forced, not fragile, but flowing. You begin to feel at home in your own prosperity. And when you feel at home, money feels at home with you. That is the difference between temporary wealth and lasting wealth. Lasting wealth belongs to those who are not afraid of having it, and not afraid of losing it. Because they know they are not owned by money. They are partnered with it. And when you partner with money, instead of fearing it, worshipping it, or resenting it, you rise, you flourish, you expand, you become a vessel for divine circulation. And you can say, money flows to me, stays with me, multiplies through me, and blesses others around me. That is your truth. That is your birthright. That is the promise hidden within the spiritual laws of wealth. So now, beloved soul, your task is simple: feel safe to receive and raise the energy you carry. Do not underestimate this work. It is not small. It is not invisible. It is everything, because energy is always first. Matter follows energy, results follow belief, overflow follows alignment, and alignment starts now. What you speak, you summon, for the spoken word is the law of creation in action. And if you have ever wondered why some people seem to draw wealth effortlessly, look no further than the words that leave their mouths daily, for the law of spoken command governs the realm of manifestation. Money does not simply respond to silent longing or hidden fear. It moves by the authority of your word, and until you learn to speak wealth into existence with conviction, you will find that your desires remain locked in the invisible, untouched, unheard, unbirthed. But the moment your mouth aligns with your belief, the moment your voice dares to echo your divine inheritance, the whole of creation bends to serve that decree. Because you are not simply a body moving through a material world, you are a spiritual being with the power to call forth abundance from the unseen to the seen. And every time you say, I always have more than enough, or money flows to me now and never stops, or wealth serves my purpose, you are activating this divine law, this spiritual contract that money obeys the voice of belief, and not the voice of fear. You've seen it yourself, haven't you? Someone who constantly says, I'm always broke, and they remain broke. Another who declares, opportunities chase me down, and they seem to walk into miracle after miracle. And you think it's luck or privilege, but it's law, divine law, invisible, perfect, exact. And the law does not discriminate. It listens for the authority in your tone, the faith in your speech, and when it hears command, not begging, it moves, for heaven answers speech aligned with spiritual certainty. And what you speak over your life becomes the script you live by. So if you want to change your experience with money, begin with your language. Speak as though it's already done. Speak as if the river of riches is already rising. Speak prosperity. Speak increase. Speak divine supply. Speak financial grace. Speak freedom from debt, and keep speaking it, even when the world around you tries to contradict what your soul already knows. For we are not waiting for physical proof to believe. We are giving belief its proof by the words we declare in the dark, knowing the light is listening. The universe responds to your word with absolute obedience, and you, my dear, are not a beggar in the realm of God. You are royalty, and the kingdom responds to your decree, not your delay. So when you speak today, do not speak carelessly. Do not speak worry. Do not speak lack, for every word is a seed, and every seed grows into reality when watered by feeling and repeated attention. And this is your power. Your voice carries spiritual authority. Your word creates your world, and when you align your declaration with divine law, the invisible begins to mold itself around your command. This is not superstition. This is scripture written on the soul, that life and death are in the power of the tongue. And what you speak consistently, you begin to live constantly. So say it again. Money flows to me now. Say it again. My wealth increases daily. Say it again. I receive financial favor everywhere I go. And say it like you mean it, like heaven is waiting to obey, because it is. Speak boldly, speak clearly, speak faithfully, and do not stop. Do not stop. For money is not just paper and coins, it is energy, and energy is responsive. And energy bows to spiritual truth wrapped in faithful speech. And so I ask you now, what have you been commanding? What have you been inviting with your voice? Because whatever it is, it's on its way. Whether it's lack or luxury, debt or deliverance, It's responding right now to the words you've made a habit of speaking. So break the old habits today and build new declarations. Build a language of wealth. Build a rhythm of power. Build a conversation of divine compensation. And when you walk, walk as one who already possesses what they speak of. And when you speak, speak as one who knows the outcome is already written in your favor. And when you believe, believe with your voice first. For voice is the bridge between spirit and form. And this is the secreting when your mouth says what your spirit believes. All of creation joins hands to make it so. Speak today as if money already obeys your voice. Speak with the boldness of one who knows divine law never fails. Speak with the poise of one who has tested and seen. Speak with the joy of a child whose needs are always met. Give your faith a sound, and let heaven echo back the riches you dared to call forward. And so I say to you again, the law of the spoken word cannot be ignored, for every word you speak plants a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious. And the soil does not ask if the seed is good or bad. It simply grows what it is given. When you speak lack, you plant lack. When you speak fear, you plant fear. But when you speak with authority, with praise, with certainty, and with divine confidence, you plant riches. You plant freedom. You plant divine increase. And what you plant, you must reap. The harvest will always match the seed, and you are sowing every moment, even when you do not realize it. So watch your words. Watch your tone. Watch your idle conversations. Are you complaining? Or are you commanding? Are you doubting? Or are you declaring? Because life does not reward effort alone. It rewards alignment. It rewards the vibration of your inner world, which is shaped by your consistent speech. This is why I say, order money to flow to you, and it will obey. Not because you forced it, but because you are now in alignment with spiritual law, which responds to boldness, not begging. Every time you say, money flows to me with ease, the universe listens. Every time you say, I am always divinely provided for, the invisible substance of spirit begins to form around those words, shaping experiences, aligning circumstances, adjusting hearts and minds, and even bending time to deliver to you what you have declared as truth. But if you say, I never have enough, or I'm just unlucky, or I'll never make it, you've just given the universe new instructions. Instructions to delay, to block, and to diminish your own good. But here's the true thing: no one can rob you of your supply except your own disbelief. The door to abundance is never locked from the outside. It is bolted from within, held shut by your own doubt, fear, and unguarded words. Open the door. Speak life, speak wealth, speak with authority, and let no one, not even yourself, talk you out of what is spiritually yours. I have said it many times before: your word is your wand. It casts spells of increase or decrease, and what you repeat, you reinforce. So if you've been saying for years, I can't afford it, it's no wonder that life has echoed back that limitation. But when you begin to say, everything I need comes to me easily and effortlessly, life will rearrange itself to mirror that new conviction. Your outer world is always a faithful servant to your inner language. You can't speak poverty and expect prosperity. You can't declare fear and expect peace. You must become conscious of your every phrase, for your words are containers. They either carry power or poison. Choose power. Choose truth. Choose words that open the vault of heaven, not those that slam the door shut. Because every time you say something, your subconscious believes it. And once your subconscious believes it, it becomes law. So speak only what you wish to see made real. And if you've been surrounded by those who only speak of hardship, lack, or economic fear, let this be your divine permission to rise above that atmosphere. Create your own frequency. Speak your own abundance. Do not borrow the limiting beliefs of others, for their fears do not belong to you. You are not here to repeat cycles of financial struggle. You are here to break them. You are here to model what divine supply looks like. You are here to live under spiritual law, not worldly fear. You are here to show what happens when a soul aligns fully with the prosperity of God. And the moment you begin to speak that truth boldly, the law begins to operate through you. Without delay and without exception, the law does not discriminate, it simply obeys. Speak prosperity and it obeys. Speak fear and obeys. You hold the key, and the key is always your spoken word. Let us remember the law of praise, a spiritual principle that accelerates manifestation. When you praise in advance, you show faith. When you praise what you do not yet see, you magnetize it. Praise opens the gates. Praise multiplies the seed. Praise breaks the barrier. So instead of saying, why is this not working? Say, I praise the divine for the wealth that is already mine. Say, I thank the infinite for the overflow on its way. Say, I bless every dollar I have and every dollar that's coming. Because praise is not weakness. It is spiritual mastery. Praise transforms your vibration from needy to ready. It moves you from desperation to declaration, and the law always responds to readiness, not resistance. If you want more, praise more. If you seek growth, celebrate what is. Every praise is a magnet. Every thanksgiving is a doorway. Use your voice to unlock what's been waiting for your praise. And I will loop you back again, because repetition writes on the subconscious mind, and that is where your truth must live. Your word is your wand. Your word is your wand. Your word is your wand. Use it well. Speak as one who already possesses. Command as one who already receives. Affirm as one who already knows. When you walk through your day, speak money into your life. Money loves me. Money finds me. Money serves me. Not as a trick, not as a gimmick, but as spiritual law in motion. For the moment you begin to command instead of complain, everything changes. The moment you begin to declare instead of doubt, you change your frequency. And when your frequency changes, your results must follow. Because the law is consistent. The law is faithful. The law is always working. And now, it works for you. Let this be the moment you shift. Let this be the hour you reclaim your voice. Let this be the breath that turns the tide. And if you've spoken fear in the past, forgive yourself. Speak again. Speak anew. Speak with clarity. Speak with boldness. The law is not judging you. It's waiting for you. Awaiting for your words to match your desires. Waiting for your vibration to align with your vision. Waiting for you to rise and speak like the spiritual here that you are. So rise, beloved soul. Speak life. Speak wealth. Speak order. And know that your words are seeds, and those seeds shall surely bloom. The fourth hidden law, my dear, is the law of substitution. A divine spiritual law that governs the renewal of your financial reality through conscious thought replacement. You cannot hold two conflicting beliefs in your mind at once. One will always dominate, and the one you repeat is the one that takes root. So when a thought of fear arises, a whisper that says, there won't be enough, or might lose everything, or you've made too many mistakes to prosper, you must immediately substitute it with a truth from the divine. You must answer it. You must not allow fear to speak unchallenged. That is where people go wrong. They listen to fear. They entertain it. They host it like a guest. But you must replace it. You must override it with truth. When fear says, you're behind, you say, I am right on divine time. When fear says, I don't see how it will happen, you say, I don't need to see the how. I only need to trust the who. You see, your mind is fertile ground, and it cannot stay empty. Something will always grow, and if you do not plant truth, weeds will appear. Doubt, worry, anxiety, they are the wild weeds of unguarded thought. But you can take dominion over your mind. You can substitute fear with faith, doubt with declaration, lack with love. And every time you do, your vibration rises. And every time you do, your reality shifts. This is not superstition. This is not imagination. This is spiritual law. And the moment you understand this, you will never again be a victim of your thoughts. You will be the master of them. For your thoughts are not rulers. They are servants. They obey your repetition. And if you repeat, truth becomes the law of your being. So when you say, I am divinely provided for, even when the bills are due, you are obeying the law of substitution. When you say, money flows to me constantly, even when your bank account says otherwise, you are planting new truth. And new truth always overrides old lies when spoken with belief. But belief is not loud. Belief is not desperate. Belief is quiet, calm, sure, and constant. Belief is steady. Belief doesn't beg. Belief doesn't chase. Belief knows. And that knowing is the most magnetic force in the universe. When you know that you are supported, you stop panicking. When you know you are guided, you stop forcing. When you know you are provided for, you stop shrinking. And money flows best to those who are not afraid of it. It flows to those who know it is only energy. Energy that responds to certainty. Energy that follows alignment. Energy that obeys your dominant frequency. So do not chase the form. Embody the feeling. Do not hunt the result. Master the root. Because when the root is healed, the fruit will appear. And the root is always belief. What you believe, you receive. What you embody, you attract. What you speak, you manifest. That is the way of spiritual law. Now I want you to hear me clearly. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you expect. Wanting is not enough. Many people want abundance but expect bills. Many want freedom but expect delays. Many want overflow but expect survival. And the law, being fair and unchanging, will always give you what you expect. That is the test. That is the mirror. That is the turning point. Your life today is the photograph of your past expectations. But here's the good news. You can update the image by upgrading the lens. Change what you expect and life will bend to match. Expect divine surprises. Expect increase. Expect that what left will return multiplied. Expect what you need is already on the way, and faster than you think. For your expectation sets the GPS for your blessings. The law does not respond to desperation. It responds to expectation. Speak as if you've already received. Live as if it's already done. That is faith in action. That is divine alignment. That is how wealth begins to chase you. And when we speak of money, we must also speak of value, because the law cannot bring you riches that you secretly resent. If you judge wealth, you block it. If you envy others, you repel it. If you say, people with money are greedy, or it's spiritual to struggle, or I'm not worthy of overflow, then you have just shut the door, not because of the world, but because of your own belief system. You must love what you want. You must bless what you seek. You must honor what you desire. If you want wealth, bless wealth wherever you see it. If you want success, celebrate others when they win. You cannot curse the fruit you hope to harvest. You must become a match for the vibration you desire. Love money as a tool of divine purpose. Honor money as an instrument of good. Use money to serve your highest calling, and the law will send you more. Because what you bless increases. What you judge decreases. That is the spiritual principle of attraction. Let me remind you, money is not your master. It is your servant. And like any servant, it goes where it is honored. It flows where it is trusted. It multiplies where it is valued. So become a good steward. Pay attention to how you speak about money. Are you casual or conscious? Are you sloppy or sacred? Are you careless or careful? Because money flows where it's respected. And spiritual law observes your tone. Not just your actions, but your attitude. Not just your words, but your emotion behind them. When you bless a small amount, the law prepares a larger one. When you complain over a small amount, the law withholds more. Why? Because the law reflects your readiness. If you are faithful over little, you will be ruler over much. This is not a quote. It's a code. And once you begin to live by it, you shift from struggle to stewardship, from hoping to holding, from delay to delivery. You see, the law is precise. It does not operate by chaos. It operates by clarity. And many people are unclear. They say they want abundance, but their habits say otherwise. They say they want wealth, but their boundaries say otherwise. They say they want overflow, but their thoughts say otherwise. This is not punishment. This is a mirror. And you are not powerless. You can change the signal. You can choose new words. You can hold new expectations. You can align your vision with divine truth and watch the heavens respond. Because you were never meant to live in financial fear. You were never meant to live in limitation. You were not born to beg, shrink, or scrape by. You were born to radiate, to bless, to expand. And when your finances align with your divine identity, miracles happen. Provision shows up without panic. Opportunities come without striving. Doors open without effort. Because you are no longer pulling, you are allowing. No longer grasping, you are receiving. Let me say this gently but clearly. Your supply does not come from people. It comes through people. But it comes from God. That job, that client, that business, it is not the source. It is a channel. And when one channel closes, another opens. Why? Because the source is infinite. Because the source is not limited by the economy, or the market, or even time. The source is above time, and that is where your money originates. So stop clinging to the channel. Let go. Relax into trust. Know that your good is not limited to one path. The supply that funds the birds, the trees, the oceans, the stars, that same supply funds you. And it never runs dry. That supply answers faith, not fear. It flows to those who trust, not those who panic. So let go of the panic. Embrace the peace. Know that if one door closes, 10 more will open. And better ones. Because the universe does not subtract. It multiplies when you believe. And now I will say again what I've said many times before. Not because you haven't heard it, but because repetition writes truth on the soul. Your word is your wand. Your feeling is your fuel. Your belief is your permission slip. Do not give up your power. Do not play small. Do not pretend to be unworthy of divine provision. You are here to live in alignment. You are here to move in grace. You are here to attract with ease. You are here to prosper with purpose. And the moment you fully claim that truth, the law begins to operate through you without resistance. So speak boldly, expect richly, give freely, and receive joyfully. Because what you give out, in word and energy and vibration, returns tenfold. That is the law, that is the promise, and that is the truth. When you truly grasp the fifth hidden law, that money obeys the vibration of praise, not pressure, your whole financial world begins to shift. For we were never meant to beg for abundance, but to bless it, to celebrate it, to magnify it with the song of sincere gratitude. And if you've been chasing money with desperation, pause and ask yourself, what am I praising daily? the presence of money or its absence. You see, every time you complain about lack, you are unconsciously praising scarcity, giving it more power, anchoring it deeper into your reality. But when you shift your speech to one of joyful expectation, when you thank the divine in advance for the wealth that is already yours by spiritual right, you unlock the law of divine multiplication, for the universe expands what you praise, and contracts what you curse, and money, like all forms of supply, is energy that responds to frequency. Not fear, not effort, not even logic, but frequency, and praise is the highest frequency you can carry when it comes to wealth, for it says to the universe, I trust, I rejoice, I believe. And that belief is what calls in the gold, so speak aloud now. Money flows to me through channels known and unknown, and I praise every cent that arrives. Yes, speak it, feel it, believe it, because the law is this. What you appreciate, appreciates. And the more you praise the little you have, the more the gates will open to deliver what you could never have imagined. And so many ask, but Florence, how can I praise when I am surrounded by bills? And I say, that is exactly when praise has the most power. When it is spoken in faith, not sight, when it is offered from the barren field, knowing that the rains must come, because they were promised by the law, and you don't wait for a tree to grow before you water it in expectation. So praise now, not when the money comes, but because it is already on the way. And this law of praise doesn't just apply to money, it applies to every area of your life, because what you bless increases, and what you resent repels. So bless every dollar in your wallet, bless every payment you make, bless every opportunity, and above all, bless those who already live in wealth. Not with envy, not with resentment, but with sincere joy, for what you celebrate in others, you call forth in yourself. And if someone else's success triggers you, it's not because they're doing something wrong. It's because you've forgotten that you are next in line, and their gain is just evidence that the law works. So let it affirm your faith, not shake it, because your good cannot be blocked by anyone, it cannot be delayed by others. It cannot be denied if you align with the law, and alignment begins with your word. Your spoken declaration of faith and praise, your refusal to speak lack even for a moment, your refusal to rehearse old stories of struggle, and your decision to proclaim wealth as your divine inheritance. And so I ask you now, what are you speaking daily? Do your words build a bridge to wealth or a wall of worry? Are you reinforcing faith or fear? Because the law is always listening, always responding, always shaping your tomorrow from the script you speak today. And the most dangerous poverty is not in your bank account. It's in your vocabulary, in your assumptions, in your unconscious agreement with lack. So cancel that agreement now, revoke it, and replace it with truth. And the truth is, money loves praise, money loves certainty. Money loves the voice of authority that says, I am ready, I am worthy, I am aligned. And the moment you stop trying to manipulate money, and start magnetizing it with gratitude, you step into the stream where miracles flow daily. And you'll find that wealth no longer needs to be forced, because it now has a home in your consciousness, a place of peace, a place of honor, a place where it's welcomed, not chased, where it's respected, not feared. And if you're waiting to feel rich before you speak it, you're waiting on the law to violate itself. For faith always comes first, always precedes the evidence. And if you doubt that, just look at the farmer. He plants the seed without seeing the harvest. But his faith waters it, his praise calls it up from the soil. And money is no different, for it too responds to faith. And every time you say, there's never enough, you plant weeds in the garden of your supply. But when you say, every dollar multiplies and returns to me blessed, you plant a harvest of increase, and it must come, for that is the law. And the law is never mocked, never fooled, never delayed when aligned with. So speak with power, speak with praise, speak as one who knows, not one who begs, for you are not a beggar in the kingdom. You are an heir, and heirs don't plead for what already belongs to them. They claim it, they command it, they call it forth, and this is your moment to do the same. To command money by the law of praise, to stop waiting for the outer world to change, and instead change your vibration. For your vibration is your address in the spiritual realm, and money will only be delivered to the address of praise. So update your location, move out of worry, move into worship, move into gratitude that says, I know who supplies me, and I know that supply is unlimited. And every time fear knocks, respond with faith. Every time worry whispers, shout praise louder, because the voice you amplify becomes the world you experience. And the law does not play favorites, it plays frequencies, and praise is the frequency of riches. So use it like a tool, like a weapon, like a key, because the doors you've been waiting to open have been voice activated all along, and they're just waiting on your song. A song of joy, a song of victory, a song that says, I already have what I seek. And you do, beloved, you do. For the universe is already flowing in your favor, it just needs your agreement. So come into agreement now, not later, now, speak now, praise now, believe now. And the money that has seemed stuck will unstick itself, the channels that seemed dry will begin to pour. Because you finally understand the fifth law, praise unlocks the gates of gold, and nothing is more magnetic to miracles than a mouth full of thanksgiving. So do not wait, start praising now, for the law is listening, and it is eager to obey. Now let us dive into the sixth hidden law, the law that most ignore, but the law that governs all money manifests through divine order, never through chaos. And if you are surrounded by disorder, emotional, mental, physical, then money will not flow, not because the universe is punishing you, but because your energy is broadcasting confusion, and money, like all forms of abundance, flows toward clarity, peace, and sacred structure. For divine order is the soil in which prosperity grows, and where there is confusion, the current gets blocked, the channel gets tangled. And so many wonder why wealth won't stay, why it leaks, why it slips through their fingers, and I tell you, because their inner world is disorganized. Because their home is cluttered with fear, their heart is cluttered with bitterness, their calendar is cluttered with distraction, and the law responds not to your hope, but into your harmony. And until your inner life reflects divine order, your outer wealth will flicker like a candle in the wind. Because money is energy, and energy only stays where it feels respected, welcomed, and safe. So I ask you, have you made money feel safe with you, or do you chase it one day and curse it the next? Do you speak love or fear when you think of your finances? Because the law of divine order means your outer world mirrors your inner world. And if your mind is scattered, your results will be too. So clear the clutter now. Clear the emotional clutter that says, I'm not good enough. Clear the energetic clutter that says, money is hard to keep. Clear the spiritual clutter that doubts whether you're truly supported by the universe. Because the truth is, the moment you commit to divine order, not perfection, but alignment, the moment you say yes to structure, to consistency, to clarity, you open the door for money to flow in like never before. And divine order doesn't mean rigid control. No, it means sacred rhythm. It means showing up for your life like it matters. It means honoring your time, your energy, your vision. And the law is this: money does not reward chaos, it flows to order. So if you want more, start by respecting what you already have. And respect begins with responsibility. Not fear-based control, but love-based stewardship. And that means tracking your money, blessing your expenses, creating space in your home, in your thoughts, and in your day for wealth to exist. Because if your life is too crowded for peace, it's too crowded for prosperity. And the law responds to what you prepare for, not what you beg for. So prepare now. Prepare as if your breakthrough is inevitable. Because it is. Prepare your wallet like a sacred home for divine circulation. Prepare your bank account like a reservoir for blessings. And most importantly, prepare your thoughts like a sanctuary where wealth is not feared, but trusted, where it's not hoarded, but multiplied. And the law of divine order says clean before you receive, organize before you overflow. And there is no clearer signal to the universe than order. Not business, not burnout, but order, the kind that says, I am ready to be trusted with more. And the moment you make that choice, you step into alignment. And alignment is the secret key that unlocks miracles you've been praying for. Because when you are aligned, you don't have to force the door open. It opens by itself, and the law works not by chance, but by choice. And your choice to live in order, to speak in clarity, to act in purpose, activates the flow of money that has been waiting all along to enter, but could not find space in the confusion. And so today, your task is simply make space. Make space in your home, make space in your habits, make space in your beliefs, and tell the universe by your actions. I am no longer confused about my worth. I am no longer disorganized about my calling. I am no longer scattered in my receiving. I am ready. I am organized. I am aligned. And when you speak this from the heart, money takes notice, money responds, because money is obedient to vibration, and order is a high vibration. It is the vibration of royalty, of kings and queens who govern their domain with clarity, not chaos. And if you have lived in survival mode, trying to catch up, always behind, always overwhelmed, that is not your truth. That is not your design. You were made for peace. You were made for order. You were made to dwell in abundance with grace, not strain. And your life does not have to be noisy to be prosperous. Your blessings do not need to come through drama. And the sooner you stop associating money with tension, the faster it will return with ease, because money is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to find a clear path to you, and you create that path with order, with focus, with conscious choices. And when you align with divine order, you realize money is not random, money is not cruel, money is not hiding. It's simply looking for a place to rest, and your heart must be that place, your habits must be that place, your language must be that place. And if they aren't, don't panic. Just align, just adjust, just start with one drawer, one thought, one belief, and watch how your entire life begins to shift. Because divine order is magnetic. It draws what belongs to you without resistance, and the things you've been chasing will begin to chase you. The opportunities you've been praying for will begin to seek you, and the clients, the sales, the favor will arrive not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of person who no longer repels them, and you became that person by choosing peace over panic, clarity over clutter, and sacred rhythm over random chaos. So today, say it out loud. I am aligned with divine order. My money flows through peace, not pressure. I clear the path for my abundance to arrive. And this is not just a statement. It is an invitation, a spiritual opening, a message to the law that you are ready for more. Not someday, but now, because you understand that money cannot be forced into a disordered space. And your next financial level will not come from doing more, but from being more organized, more present, more aligned. And once you clean the garden, the fruit will grow without struggle. Once you build the vessel, the rain will come without delay, because divine order is the law of readiness, and those who are ready never have to chase. They receive, and you, beloved, were made to receive with ease. And now we come to the final, most sacred, and most transformative spiritual law. The law of release. For the truth is, you cannot receive what you are unwilling to release. And so many block their own wealth not because they do not ask, not because they do not affirm, not because they do not believe, but because they cannot let go. And the law is clear. What you cling to with fear becomes stagnant. What you release with faith multiplies. Because in the divine economy, nothing is ever lost. And when you release with trust, you sow into eternity. And eternity always returns with interest. But fear says, hold on tight, or you'll lose it all. And faith says, let it go, for better is on the way. And you must choose which voice will rule your life, because money is not afraid to leave those who idolize it, but it rushes toward those who trust the flow, who bless the going out and the coming in. And this is not just about giving. This is about detachment. About not worshiping what was meant to serve, about understanding that you own nothing. You steward everything, and the tighter you grip, the less you trust, and the less you trust, the more you block the flow. And so many say, when I have more, I'll give more. But the law says, when you release now, you prove you're ready for more. And I say to you now, as Florence Scovel Shinn once taught, you must act as if you already have the wealth you desire. And how would a wealthy soul behave? A wealthy soul blesses, not hoards. A wealthy soul circulates, not clutches. A wealthy soul knows that every dollar released in faith is a seed, not a loss. And the law of release is not about recklessness. It is about reverence. Reverence for the sacred river of abundance that flows through all things, that cannot be owned, only partnered with. And when you try to dam the river, it turns to mud. But when you let it flow, it brings life to everything it touches, and that includes you, your business, your family, your dreams, and your purpose. So release the fear of not having enough, release the guilt around wanting more, release the shame that says you are not worthy of overflow, release the identity that was built around struggle, and step into the higher truth, that you were born to receive, to release, and to rise, again and again. And your rising does not threaten others. It liberates them. For every soul that rises gives permission to another to do the same. And when you release with joy, you are saying to the universe, I trust your math more than mine. I trust your ways more than my logic. I trust that what I give returns pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And this kind of trust cannot be faked. It must be lived, and yes, it will stretch you, but the stretching is the proof you are expanding. And the law of release will always test your readiness with something small before something great, so do not despise the small tests. The unexpected bill, the request for generosity, the moment when you could complain or could bless. For these are not interruptions, they are divine invitations. They are the unlocking of the next level. And you can say no and stay where you are, or you can say yes and ascend into a flow so miraculous that you'll look back and weep, not for what you gave, but for what you almost blocked by withholding. Because the law is this: what you fear to release becomes your ceiling, and what you release in faith becomes your foundation. So stop fearing the loss. Start trusting the source. And realize the universe does not need what you hold. It needs who you become when you let go, because it is not the money that makes you rich. It is the freedom to move with it that makes you powerful. And release brings freedom, not because it empties you, but because it clears the room for more. And what is more powerful than a soul unafraid of lack? A soul that can say, "Take what you must, I trust what returns," is a soul the universe can trust with millions. With missions, with miracles, and you may think you're waiting on money, but money has been waiting on you. Waiting on you to let go of resentment, to forgive the one who wronged you, to stop punishing yourself for past mistakes, to stop treating money like your enemy, and start treating it like a partner. And when you release your past relationship with money, the patterns, the scarcity, the stories, you step into a present where prosperity is no longer something you chase, but something you carry, because it has become who you are, not just what you have. And the final law is this: you only keep what you can let go of. And this is why so many win and lose, succeed and sabotage, because they never made peace with release. And I tell you today, make peace with it. Bless the doors that close, bless the money that goes, bless the seasons that shift, because every release is a realignment, and the universe is never subtracting from you. It is adjusting your life for what you asked for. So release the need to know how, and trust in the law of divine intelligence. Release the need to control, and trust in the law of divine timing. Release the need to earn love through struggle, and trust in the law of divine worthiness. And you will be amazed at how quickly the floodgates open, because you no longer resist the current. You ride it, and it lifts you, and carries you, and positions you in places you couldn't plan for. And you realize all along it was never about money. It was about trust, it was about alignment, it was about faith, and money was just the byproduct of becoming who you really are: a channel of divine flow, a steward of sacred wealth, a vessel through which blessings pass, not stop. And the more you release, the more you realize nothing is ever taken. It is only transformed, and everything that leaves your hand in faith returns to your life in grace. And when you truly learn to release, you stop counting pennies and start commanding purpose. You stop fearing loss and start expecting multiplication. And you stop hoarding and start harvesting. And you stop praying for money and start partnering with it, dancing with it, giving it assignments, and watching it obey. Because now you know you are not a victim of money. You are a vessel for it, and that changes everything. So release your fears, release your doubt, release the need to know how it will all work out, and just speak this truth from your heart. I am now in divine flow. I give freely. I receive joyfully. I trust the source more than the supply. And every time I release, I rise. And as you say this, feel the weight lift, feel the resistance dissolve, feel the river flow again. Because it's always been flowing. You were just holding the dam, but now you've let go, and now it can pour into you, for you, through you. And this is what the final law teaches in the spiritual realm. Holding on too tightly is a form of disbelief, and belief must be proven through motion, through energy, through circulation. So start moving again, start giving again, start trusting again, because your miracle does not come when you have enough. It comes when you trust enough, and the universe has no shortage, only channels, and when you become the channel, you experience the fullness of wealth. Not just in your account, but in your joy, your peace, your purpose, and your power. So today, in the final breath of this teaching, remember the 7 hidden laws that govern your money. 11. The law of worthiness. You do not earn it, you embody it. 2. The law of belief. Money responds to certainty, not confusion. 3. The law of spoken word. Every dollar listens to your language. 4. The law of gratitude. What you appreciate multiplies. 5. The law of circulation. Money is not stored, it's moved. 6. The law of divine order. Prosperity lives in peace, not chaos. 7. And the law of release. Let go, and let it flow. These are not philosophies. They are frequencies, and once you live by them, money must respond, not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned with it. And your wealth, your real wealth, was never locked away in some bank or investment. It was always inside your beliefs, your vibration, your actions, and your ability to trust, to speak, to receive, to release, and to rise. So rise now. Rise into the version of you that no longer begs for miracles, but becomes one. And as Florence once said, your word is your wand. So speak this now and forever. Money flows to me freely, frequently, and fearlessly. I am a divine vessel. I receive with joy. I release with faith. I prosper on purpose. And nothing can block what is divinely mine. Let it be done. Let it be known. Let it be received.